Getting off to a flying start is the goal at the beginning of any group stage. Match day 1 coming up at the European Championship. Which team will come storming out of the traps today? Welcome everyone on a perfect night for football with the floodlights beaming down. I'm Derek Ray, and ready with his tactics board alongside me is Stuart Robson, my commentary partner. And excited to be bringing you match day 1 action at the Euros. It's Georgia versus Romania.
Well, you have to be consistent in these group games. You can't afford to have an off day, otherwise you're out the running before you know it. Anticipating a really good game though, Derek. Hope we're not disappointed.
And here's the Georgia lineup.
Well, it's a 5-3-2, which looks a little bit defensive to me. It certainly means they won't be able to press their opponents too high up the field. And again, that might be a problem for them.
And crossed in there. Just the clearance that was called for. And he got to it fairly easily. And look at the opposition starting lineup today.
Well, in this shape, unless their wing-backs play further forward, there won't be any width in their attacks, which then puts a lot of pressure on the strikers to provide the goal threat.
Well, what can they do to stop him running at them? Tremendously strong in the tackle. Well, you can probably see why we're focusing on this fellow as one to watch. Stuart, in particular, what do you expect to see from him?
Well, he's a good all-round player. When he's closing the ball down, he does it at pace. When he's linking up the play, he's good at that. But his real attribute and his threat is when he runs in behind defenders. That's when he's at his most dangerous.
Good run, very much in control of the situation. Pulls it back. To jump in front. Oh, he couldn't outwit the keeper. Well, opting for the short corner. Fine cross into the middle. Well, he failed to get it away properly. They couldn't quite muster a real threat. Razvan Marin. And on to Stanchu. Nicely timed tackle. And foul it is then. He's going forward well here. It is to be a throw-in. Dybali. Well, far from the ideal pass. Dragushin. Razvan Marin. In position. And fired against the crossbar. Goal kick it'll be. Possession lost. George Mikautadze. Coman. Radu Dragushin. And the pass deftly cut out. Could play it in. Can they convert? Oh, disappointing. Just when it looked like a surefire opener.
Well, that should have been the opener, Derek. I'm not sure how he's missed that.
And so it is, the first half story has been written. Well, he was one of their better players in the first half, but needed to be better still. Stuart, your thoughts?
Well, I've been disappointed with him in that first half. He just didn't have an impact on the game. Yes, the service into him wasn't great, but his movement needs to be a lot better. Let's hope he improves in the second half.
Into the second half then, and these two sides are locked together. Just can't really choose between them at the moment. Now a decent position. He read the situation defensively and did his job. Chakvetadze. Making sure it didn't get past him. Can they forge ahead? Body in the way again. Can he finish? And denied by the post. Well, it came to nothing in the end.
Well, they so nearly took the lead there. They just have to keep creating these opportunities, and I'm sure the goal will come.
Denis Dragush. And danger averted. Well read. Well, giving the ball away. Well, we're into the final half hour. Nikaltadze. Oh, great vision. Huge block. Gets in the way once more. No degree of difficulty at all for the keeper.
Well, their finishing, as the stats confirm, has been wasteful, which is a shame because their build-up play has been really inventive. They just need to be more clinical in front of goal.
Well, let's find out if they can improve their finishing here. A majestic piece of goalkeeping there.
That's goalkeeping at its best. He's so hard to beat from that sort of range.
Good refereeing, waiting for a natural break before administering the caution. They will now make use of their substitutes bench. Trying to deliver it accurately. Could still be dangerous. Well, that's how to keep the opposition at bay. Plenty of options. Well, nothing comes of it. It looked promising. A quarter of an hour remaining here. Georgi Chakvetadze. A terrific defending to stop them progressing. Razvan Marin. Well, possession ceded. Chakvetadze. Still pushing for a winner. A chance to whip it in. Well, a classic example of how to intercept. Man. Dragush. It's Marin. Well, Romania unable to hang on to it. Georgi Chakvetadze. Feeding it through. How about the cross? Really vital interception. And that is that. The full-time whistle here, and nothing to separate the two sides at all over 90 minutes. It finishes 0-0. Stuart, your take?
Well, Derek, I was expecting more from both teams. You certainly can't criticise the effort, but there was a real lack of creativity and guile. Neither side did enough to win the game.